What's up? So I've had my Switch since launch, and it's seen its fair share of use. So it's got some scratches and some wear. It's also got some Joy-Con drift. So today I'm going to be replacing the shell, replacing the Joy-Con sticks, and getting new shells for the Joy-Con. So let's get into it. Here's a little sneak peek. I'm going to start with the back plate because that one was the easiest to do. This isn't really going to be a tutorial or anything, but I'll give some tips to make it a smoother experience. Here you can see that the original back of my Switch has seen some use. Got a scratch and a bunch of scuffs on it. This was the easiest thing to do between this and customizing the Joy-Con. You just have the 4 screws on the back, the one under the kickstand, one on top and 2 on each side. Then you have to pry the back off and unscrew the kickstand and the game cart cover. Then put them on the new back and reattach it. And while you're in there, you might as well clean it up a little bit. My fan had quite a bit of dust in it, and then there was dust all along the back of the metal piece here as well. The new backing came with these little dust filters that the old backing has on it, and a little spongy sticker as well. Here I'm just replacing the game cart cover and the Switch kickstand holder, putting it on the new backing. Now I'm cutting up the little spongy stickers to put on there so it doesn't come into contact with the back of the Switch. Cleaning it up a little bit and then reassembling. It's the chameleon blue / purple, and I think it turned out pretty nice. And it actually made the game cart cover stay in more sturdy than before, and the same with the kickstand. In this clip, I just replaced the rail light because it had broken previously on this Joy-Con. If you're trying to fix Joy-Con drift, make sure you buy some extra sticks because I bought 3 pairs, so that's 6 sticks, and only 4 of them have worked properly. The third-party sticks really aren't the most reliable, but when you get one that works, it does last a while. To make taking them apart and putting them back together easier, try to get a screwdriver with a magnetic tip, a little dish to put your screws and parts in, a well-lit area to work, and either take pictures so you know how stuff goes back together or look up a video of someone else doing it. But both sticks that I got had drift right out of the box, so that was unfortunate, and I had to end up buying new ones, which led me to customizing the whole Switch and my other Joy-Cons. Next, while you are putting the Joy-Con back together, make sure you plug in all the ribbon cables all the way, because I didn't do that and I had to take it all the way back apart, and that was just a pain. Now this is when I replaced it with the new sticks that I got. When I was looking up stick replacements for the Joy-Cons, I found out that they had different color sticks, and so I found some blue sticks that I thought would look really good with my Joy-Con, so I picked them up. So after pulling them apart and putting them back together a few times, I decided that I would just test all the buttons before I fully put it back together. So that's something I would recommend. So once you plug in the stick and all the buttons, don't seal it back up yet. Just plug everything in and then turn it on and test all the buttons and make sure they work. And if not, then it's easy to fix them and figure out what's broken. And if you do get Joy-Con drift after just replacing the stick, try unplugging the ribbon cable and replugging it back in, maybe giving it a little wiggle, and that might fix it. That worked for me. And also try recalibrating the sticks as well. Just replacing the sticks didn't take too long. It only took about 20 or 30 minutes for both sticks to be replaced, but actually changing the shell takes a lot longer. It's also important to have a pair of tweezers to get to all the ribbon cables. And then usually they come with a rubber cover, which I use to plug the battery back into the Joy-Cons. And then here's the right Joy-Con, replacing the stick on this one. Here's where I actually forgot to plug one of the ribbon cables back in. I didn't plug the trigger ribbon cable back in, so I had to take it apart and plug that back in. Wasn't too hard, but definitely unnecessary. Here's where I replaced the shell for my gray Joy-Cons. Were the chameleon blue-purple Joy-Con shells. Another thing to watch out for that I've ran into in the past, when replacing my other Joy-Con shells, the transparent ones, I removed the middle plastic piece, and for that you have to take ZL off. And the first time I did it fine, but the second time I was going a little faster and almost broke the actual button. So definitely take your time if it's your first time doing this. But for this time, I didn't actually have to remove that middle plastic piece because it didn't give me a middle plastic piece with the same color as the shell. It just gave me a black one, and I figured that the gray would look better anyways. Just make sure when you're putting it back together that you put all the buttons in, because I think when I was putting the left one back together I forgot the capture button and I had to take it back apart and put the button back in. Unfortunately, I lost the footage of me doing the left Joy-Con, so I only have the footage for the right Joy-Con. Some big takeaways I have from working on these now and in the past is just take your time. Don't try and rush anything, and if you do get frustrated, just take a break. Makes it way easier when you just stop for a minute, go do something else for a bit, come back, and then you can finish it up. Make sure you don't make mistakes and break anything. And if it's your first time doing it, start with the left Joy-Con because it's much easier than the right Joy-Con. It's less compact, there's not as complicated ribbon cables, doesn't have the IR sensor, doesn't have the amiibo reader, so it's just overall easier and will get you ready for the right Joy-Con, which is kind of a pain. And here's the home stretch, just testing out all the buttons, and then I need to put the side rail and back on, and it's all finished. And here's what the final product looks like. I think that the blue thumbsticks turned out okay. I maybe like the black ones better, but it still looks pretty cool. The chameleon shell for the Joy-Cons and the Switch, however, I really like. I think they're super awesome looking and definitely worth it. That's my upgraded Switch. It wasn't that hard to change everything out, and in my opinion, it was totally worth it. Let me know what you thought in the comments down below, and if you enjoyed the video, don't forget to toss it a like, subscribe for more content, and thanks for watching. Oh, it didn't hurt me somehow.
Wait, are there people at B again?
I don't know, I'm on A.
Oh, we must have killed them. There what? We went and recaptured B. Before we started leaving, we started getting captured.
There's so much smoke here, I don't know what's happening. I'm just shooting. I got 2 kills.
Okay, so